a little catchy tune. Hi, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And we're back for more of those people that cult. Before we get started, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Tonight we have Tina with us again. She's our field reporter, and she's coming live. We have Addi here with us from Law and Crime Network. And of course, we have myself. And I know a lot of people are doing live tonight, which is weird. It's a Wednesday night. Hi, Pika Warts. How are you? Welcome. Hi, Barbie. How are you doing? I know you said you'd be back soon. You're running around. Okay. Hi, Sassy Nerd Girl. Hi, Susan Dawson. Oh, let's see. Laura Blackwell, how are you doing, sweetie? Welcome. Hi, J_G. Oh, Addi just dropped. Okay, she'll be back up. Keeping you hopping tonight. Yeah, Sassy's been all over the place, I'm sure. Let's see. I'm trying to get everybody on. Hi, Sarah Z. Welcome. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I had my camera off the whole time. Hi, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to Addi. I just realized my camera wasn't on. Sassy Nerd Girl. Addi should be back. Kelly all day. Hi, welcome, Kelly. Uh-oh. JG is recovering from some sort of bug. Don't know how I got it. I almost living in isolation. Rarely go out. Okay, there's Addi. What is she doing?
Peekaboo.
Addi, we're not playing peekaboo tonight. JG Holistic, hi, welcome. It's been a long day for me. Hi, Velvet Pixie stands with the rabbit. Let's see.
You were chatting me at dark 30 or texting me, so you have been up for a whole long time.
Yeah, I've been up since around 4 something this morning.
Ooh.
Share and subscribe. Thank you, Pika Warps. I'm gonna make Pika a mod. April Rain, how are you doing? I just want to make sure I get everybody. Addi, I'm going to drop the link for you again. I don't know what's going on, but there's the link. I think we have Colleen with the K. Hi, welcome. There she goes again. Linda, hi, welcome. At Addi, and there she is. Okay.
I'm having problems with my sound. I'll have to bow out. Sorry.
No, I hear you.
Sorry about that.
I hear you. Grammy 1967. Oh my God. Addi, we hear you. Okay. Look. Wendy, hi, welcome. Debbie Chavez, welcome, welcome, welcome. I sent a text earlier today checking on Debbie, right? And they moved her from ICU. She texted me back. She goes, "It's me. I'm here." I said, "Okay." She says she's only having liquids and she has her lips are chapped, but she's doing good. So she's in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Debbie. I'm glad you can listen in on us. Let's see. Scotland High, welcome. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we have everybody in the house. If Addi comes back, I'll bring her back up. So there's been a lot going on today in the Duggar world.
It is. Duggar Town is crumbling.
Duggar Town is crumbling. We have 2 cases and counting.
That was pretty good.
Not funny. I'm sorry. Hi, Wisco Gal. How are you? Addi, when you hit that link, because I heard you loud and clear. So
Pika made a good point. Maybe she couldn't hear us, Heidi.
Oh, Heidi thinks that. Yeah, I told her today she better listen to what the doctor tells her to do. She better get home sooner than later, because unlike Sherry, who wanted to do what she wanted to do, don't want to listen to the nurses or the doctor. So she had quite an extended stay. So anyway. Oh God, where should we start, Tina? Where do you want to start? So wait a minute. How do you like the background?
I love it. I love it.
Kush did that for me. I said, I need a meme. I need a meme of the
Killed it.
Duggars. I said, Jana, Bob, and Jim Bob and Josh. And then she goes, what about something like that? I said, I love it.
Pooch is the best. And that face on Jim Bob, or Jim Boob, as we like to call him, amazing. Heidi, I think we start with the fact that, the cycle and the lies.
Okay, hold on. Addi, can you join us from your computer? She says she's having issues with her iPad. Can you join us from your computer or your phone, maybe? Because I really would like to have you on panel for this.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with Jim Boob. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so where are we starting, baby?
I mean, I think that the best place to start is to kind of pick up where we left off last time. One of the things I said as we were closing was Josh's conviction was going to be just the beginning.
Yes, you did.
The destruction of the house that greed and pride built, Jim Bob's empire. And I think what happened, Heidi, is the twisted, evil, sadistic nature of Josh came out in a way that no longer could any narrative or any amount of money cover the mess.
Okay, what we didn't discuss was the lady Bobby Holt.
Yes.
Who testified. Okay, wait a minute before we go there. Jim Bob, Big Jim, whatever his name is.
Yep, Jim Bob.
He lied when he was called before the trial started. He committed, can we say he committed perjury? Because it was sworn testimony. So that's perjury.
Absolutely. Because
he lied and said that he couldn't remember Josh's confession.
Had no memory.
No memory. But then he was on Kelly, what was the show?
Megyn
Kelly's show, when he was discussing his son's confession about touching younger girls and going into his sister's rooms. He actually admitted to, I hate to say it, fingering his sister as they were reading the Bible.
At Bible study, absolutely.
At Bible study. Then he went into his sister's room, and then was it a 5-year-old or a 5th one was actually molested? It was a neighbor's kid.
Yes.
Okay. Girl, my chest is pounding just thinking about this, because if that would have been my grandchildren or even my sons, I would have killed somebody. I would have served the time. I'm going to do the crime. I'm going to serve the time. Seriously, there will be no discussion about anything. So he said he couldn't remember anything. But then Bobby Holt got on the stand and testified about Josh confessing to her on several occasions.
Yes, multiple occasions at the time in the early 2000s. In great detail, Josh confessed to her about the multiple victims, each and every one. And Bobby, had it not been for Bobby's conviction, I think it would have been much tougher. Testimony, it would have been much tougher to get the conviction that we saw that day.
And the reason why he was talking to her about what he did, because at the time he was dating her daughter.
Yes, courting. Let's call it appropriate Duggarism term.
Courting.
In Duggar world, we court. Yes, Jim Bob had asked his then best friend, which was Bobby is a female for those that get confused. Bobby Holt is the wife. The husband, Jim Holt, was a state senator in Arkansas at the time, Jim Bob's best friend, and also an elder at their church. So when all this happened, he went to them, but at this point, the kids were already courting. So they immediately stopped the courtship, and that's what Jim Holt came to say. And just now this week is he was my best friend at the time, a fellow elder in the church, came and lied to me about what Josh was doing and asked if he could court my daughter. And it wasn't until Josh revealed that to Bobby that they then stopped the courting and realized that Jim Bob had covered it up even to them.
And he and Jim Holt, the husband, were best friends.
Yes, that was his best friend.
So you knew your son was a freak and a pedo.
Yep.
And
you asked permission to court his daughter. And that's why he came out with his post this week, which is just amazing to see these people stepping out of the shadows and said, if he would lie to me, his best friend, in terms of having his son court my daughter, and would continue to lie about everything that Josh did and not get him any kind of help in any kind of real legal ramifications, why would he not lie to you, the voters, and encouraged everybody to not come out in support of him at the polls yesterday?
And that's what Derek was saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I read his post, and I think, just like you said, the house is crumbling. Everything is falling apart.
The empire that Jim Bob built so carefully with his narcissistic ass is absolutely crumbling. And let's face it, what a worse moment for a narcissist than to lose in a landslide. I mean, I don't know if you happen to see the picture. One of the people in town they caught a picture of him standing there getting ready to vote, and they said, look, he's having to take direction from a female, and it was priceless, just priceless.
I was trying to find, I had pulled it up. He lost. He only got 465 or 456 votes.
456.
He got 15% of the Republican vote.
Yes.
Now, how bad can you be?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
He lost by a landslide. I'm sorry about laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Did we actually have 456 votes?
Yes. And let's face it, prideful people fall the hardest and the deepest. So I look for, between the conviction and this happening the next week, I look for Jim Bob Duggar. I look for him to become just ruthless in what he's going to do to try to salvage his family's reputation.
Okay, so let me just ask you a question. Addi, I'm going to ask you. So because Jim Bob was called before, he was called as he was called during a preliminary hearing, and it was sworn testimony. He perjured himself. That's what he did. I'm looking for charges against him for perjury.
I think did he perjure in court or anything? Or was it in front of the judge or something like that?
It was a preliminary hearing.
On the stand? Then yes,
Mm-hmm.
He should be brought up for, that he should absolutely be brought up for perjury.
I'm waiting to see
in
that.
my opinion.
Now let's get to Jana. Jana. September 9th, she was cited, for endangerment of a child.
Correct.
And, no one can figure it out. When we looked and we found that the fact that she had allegedly fallen asleep, the child got out the house and was found by the roadway. What did Jana say? She was not guilty, right?
Correct.
But before then, her sister, I guess, called herself trying to help her out, correct?
In a very Jim Bob Duggar divisive kind of way. Jessa did this.
Jessa did that. She said she's getting messages about headlines about Jana. Bottom line, it was an innocent mistake. She was babysitting and one of the kids slipped out the door unnoticed, but it ended safely. Could have happened to anyone. The media is sensationalizing this because of current family circumstances and makes me so mad. She is without question one of the most amazing women I know, and I trust her with my kids any day of the week. Do me a favor. Give the girl a break, and all you perfect humans go back to living your lives. First of all, if it wasn't her kids, Jessa's kids, then whose kids was she watching? Because she has no kids.
Josh and Anna's kids. It was Josh and Anna's youngest daughter, 21 months old. Made it past a pond, made it past a field into a busy county highway type road is where the child was found.
And now she's pleaded what?
Let's go back though, Heidi. Let's remember.
Okay, let's go back. I'm sorry. Let's go back.
What did she plead? She pled not guilty. She was cited for $400 and some in fines, and she was given a court date in January, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But then
January 9th.
Sister Jessa, who's still on Jim Bob's payroll, makes this post on Instagram, looking to the innocent person that doesn't live in Duggarville like I do in your mind, that, she's defending her sister. No, she's being messy. She wasn't defending her sister. She implicated that her sister, who pled not guilty, was guilty.
Was guilty. But like I said last week, I think it came out, to me, it was like they were deflecting on Josh's guilty verdict. That's the way it came across to me.
That could have been Jim Bob doing that. That could have been a very desperate move by Jim Bob, and he would suffer one child for another.
Because what I couldn't understand is this happened September 9th. No one found it. No one said anything about it. But all of a sudden, bam, the next day, it hits the papers. Everybody's talking about his TMZ. Everybody's talking about it.
I'm still going to
Katie Joy brought it up first the night before.
Yes, Katie Joy did because she got it from a source, but I'm still going to go with my original conviction. I don't think they did bring it up to take anything off. I am so sorry. I have everything on Do Not Disturb.
It's okay.
I apologize. What I think is so sad, though, is that I believe that it was the gruesomeness and the sadistic nature of the charges against Josh being made public to people that made whoever come public with that. I don't think that's my feeling.
I think it was the sheriff or whoever found the child.
Exactly. I think it very much well could have been. And I'm going to stick with that. I don't think this was Duggar in the family coming out. I think it was absolutely people becoming messy because they really saw how sick Josh was, and there was no reason to keep quiet anymore.
So now Jana has pleaded what?
Then all of a sudden, after Jessa's post, Jana comes out and says, even though I don't publicly usually like to say anything, I'm so sorry this happened. She takes full accounting for the fact that the child did slip out of the house. So then magically today, the court records changed. She's now pled guilty, and she was charged $800 and some in fines.
And now her court date is what, January 10th? I think it's moved today.
I believe it moved up a day.
It moved up a day. Addi, if your son or whoever you're close to and you're big Jim Bob and your son has been convicted of this horrendous, disgusting crime, which he's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt as being guilty, you knew he was a freak, a pedo way back when. You sent him to this little place for what, 3 weeks he was there? I can't remember.
6 weeks, I believe.
Was it 3 weeks he was there? And now he's all of a sudden cured. What would you do? Would you sacrifice one for a lesser charge to take the blame, to take the coverage away from the one that's sitting in solitary confinement because he can't be put out in general population? And yes, he's in general confinement. Let me show you this really, really, really quick. Yep, they have him locked up. And let me see. Let me get this new picture. Oh, it's not a new picture, but this is what we're dealing with. So this is on the Vine.
One thing that was brought up in our previous live was the question, would he be forever labeled a sex offender? Yes, he will be a registered sex offender for life.
But if anybody wants to write Josh and let him know how you feel, his address is 500 Arbor Acres Avenue, Springdale, Arkansas.
I can't.
Wait, I'm going to write him a letter. I really am.
I bet you'd be surprised to see how many sick females will do just that.
No, I'm going to write him a letter, but no. It's not going to be a good letter at all. So I don't know. Y'all might see me on the news with the FBI looking for me, but I'm going to give him my name and address and everything else because he is a very sick individual. And I really do think that Jim Bob orchestrated this to put Jana, well, maybe not orchestrated it, but I think the cop, whoever was involved with finding the child and calling in, and the police officers had to come out. And first, wait a minute, we forgot. First, when they went to the house to ask her, she said there was no child missing.
She denied that a child was missing. That's the part I found today I really am struggling with because I have Jana pictured as such a responsible person, and they're saying that that's exactly what she did, and that's why there ended up being charges. They said if she would have just been honest and said up front what had happened, she never would have been brought down to the station. They would have given her a warning, brought the child back, and that would have been the end of it.
So,
Addi, what do you have to say?
I have basically, I'm shocked by what I've been following this probably as long as Tina has. Used to be big into watched it because I was big into that whole world. But then I got out of it, and then kind of my whole thoughts changed and started watching it on as the flip. I still watch things. It's like you watch them because they make you mad, so you watch them anyway. And this family, to me, um, I'm just shocked at what I'm seeing. I'm not, but I am.
So Tina asked you something before we came live. She said, and we asked this last week, and I want to know, do you think Josh was actually touched when he was little?
I think that that could be a possibility, coming from that world. You don't know who they're around, who's in there. From my own experience about being in that type of situation, it happens more frequently than you realize in those types of, I'll just call it a cult. I call it a cult.
Yes.
Now, you were typing in the chat last week about this alleged cult. What is it called again?
IBLP.
Yes.
And this is not
Institute
Mormonism,
of Bible,
is it?
and Institute of Bible Basic Learn. I can no Institute of Basic Learning Principles. Yeah.
So is this on the line of like Christian Science, Jehovah's Witness, Mormonism, what?
No, it's more on the line of independent fundamental Baptist churches from the olden days, from the way back when. There's a lot to it. Like she mentioned last week or last time we talked was they have a lot of things like the whole blanket training and all those type of things that all comes from back from the Baptist, the old Baptist, the independent fundamental. I call them cult.
Okay,
punishment.
Miss Amanda, thank you for the super chat. And I'm jealous because you're in San Francisco with friends. I want to know where you're eating at, because there's a little Italian restaurant right past Chinatown that's really, really good. I know the lady that owns the place, and I want to know, what are you doing in San Francisco, and why didn't you tell me, and how come you didn't call me and invite me? Okay, those are all my questions. So you can hit me in my DMs with all of those. But let's see. Yes, thank you so much for the super chat, baby. I really, really appreciate that. Are him and his wife trying for love after lockup? So these are fundamentalist Baptists, in other, right?
Basically
extreme
along those lines, but I think even more extreme, yes, because and now corporal punishment is big in probably pretty much a lot of the Christian religions. I've met anyone. I've been to a lot and been in a lot, and they all believe the same thing. I was raised with corporal punishment as a thing. I was 17 the last time I was. Now it's different than swat your baby on the butt because they ran out in the street. We're talking about other stuff, corporal punishment.
Okay, so but when it comes to this family, it appears now, Derek Dillard, do you have that Instagram post that he put up, Tina?
I do. Let me get it. Let me say at the same time, Derek Dillard is the MVP in the story. Period. Point blank. Absolutely. The MVP without question.
He's in law school. I don't know if he graduated yet.
He has graduated. Yes, he hasn't passed the bar yet, but he has graduated.
Okay, and they have what, 3 kids?
They have 2 sons.
2 sons. I thought it was 3. Okay. I had it, and I think I cut off some of it because I screenshotted it. I screenshot it. Could you please read what Derek Dillard said?
Yes, I have it here. He was piggybacking what Jim Holt said. He says, it's sad that this isn't an isolated incident about Jim Bob lying. I used to have much respect for Jim Bob as my father-in-law, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt for years. Unfortunately, it's only become clearer to us over time how deep this man's manipulation and deceit will go for his own gain at the expense of others. He has lied to my wife and I numerous times. Contrary to his campaign, he does not believe in freedom, but his manipulation has resulted in what is akin to human trafficking. When confronted privately, he is not humble, but he is defensive and verbally abusive. When he says he cannot be bought, the truth is he has a history of being a sellout to anything that he can personally profit from, and he will justify it however he wants to continue his personal agenda. Again, if he has lied and continues to lie to his best friends and his own family, will he lie to you? Question mark, exclamation mark.
That speaks volumes.
MVP right there.
He says he's a liar and a manipulator.
I want to bring Addi in, if it's okay, Heidi, on this.
Yes.
I love the way he used that analogy is powerful. And this is why I said last week in the live, Josh's conviction is the beginning, folks, the beginning. He says akin to human trafficking. Addi, you speak about that, about the way these patriarchs run their families and run the cult. He's saying that human trafficking was going on in that household, in the Duggar household of those kids.
So I need somebody to explain to me what that means. Like, what does it mean when he's saying that? What's he referencing to?
Human trafficking?
Yes, sorry.
That's when you're getting kids, people, whatever, and you're passing them around. And it's like smuggling, except for it's the sex trade, human trafficking.
And he's using it akin to the fact that with that patriarchal system that the IBLP uses, Addi, those children can't go out of the house unless it's with a chaperone. To this day, Jana has to be chaperoned at 30 years old.
She's 31. She's 31.
Yeah.
She finally stepped out. If you noticed in any of the pictures lately, she no longer wears the dresses. She wears pants.
Yes. She shows her knees now too, Addi.
Yes, she's completely changed. But yes, very much so. Yes, I was actually still living at home at 23.
Okay, so then,
yes, very much.
Now, an attorney for the town of Tonytown, was it Tonytown?
I believe
he requested the police records about Jana because under the Freedom of Information Act, and they refused because it involves a child. But it's not a child. They can blink the child's name out. They can redact the child's name.
Mm-hmm.
But they refuse to give that report.
Well, those records that I sent you the screenshot of, those are the actual records. They just don't mention the child's name, and they leave out certain aspects of what happened that day. But Jessa was nice enough to inform the entire world of what happened that day at the cost of her sister.
She never saw any of them growing up. Oh, God. Okay.
Heidi, another big thing to mention.
Yes, forced labor too, Cassie. Thank you. It's not always sex, but when because I did a thing on human trafficking and mine was related to the sex trade. Thank you, Cassie. You're right. It's forced labor as well. Thank you so much. Hi, Danielle. Yes, ma'am, Tina. I'm sorry.
Well, you're fine. I think something else that we need to understand is let's go to back to the Jim Bob Duggar reign and his Duggar town that he built so carefully.
Yes.
TLC played a pivotal part in this. Duggar had money before then. He's made lots of good real estate. He's been in politics, real estate,
dealerships, everything.
He had money, but then TLC came, and those kids. That's the other reason they're saying it's akin to sex trafficking. They had no choice but to help raise the brothers and sisters. They had no choice to do everything on camera. That no choice at all. And at no point did Jim Bob ever give them the option and never paid them. So during the time that they were working with TLC was in charge of all the kids' social media. They were in charge to make sure everything went. When they separated from TLC, Jim Bob then gave the directives on everybody's social media until Jill and Derek broke off. So now that's why we're getting the truth is there's no more protection. Social media is going to become their worst enemy because it's going to expose everything because there's so much infighting within the family.
Okay. I need to correct something real quick, and I heard you. So it happened on the 9th. I have it. She was actually charged on the 10th. The charging document is dated for the 10th, and her attorney is Gregory Payne. That is her attorney.
That's the same law group that defended Josh.
Yep, that's what I would thank you. Same law firm that defended him. I'm sorry, Addi. What? Let me see. TLC needs to be accountable as well. TLC Shark Entertainment is the producer of this, right?
Yes, Matt Sharp.
Matt. Oh my God. Addi, what? Oh my God.
I mean, Addi, you speak to this. This is what I'm saying. The legal ramifications, Heidi saying 2 cases and counting, could be very true. How far can this ripple on? How many people could legally be affected?
Oh, I think that there's more to this, even in the family itself.
That's what we're talking about. Even in the family
what I mean
itself.
I think there's a reason that the male siblings are not speaking. I think that the ramifications of this is going to be this will be years coming. This will be stuff will come up later on down the road that isn't known now.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be much later. I think everything.
No, I mean about people coming forward and saying more. I think more people are going to come out.
Heidi and Addi, the younger boys, Jedediah, all the younger boys,
yes.
All of them that are now beginning adulthood and are of age, all of them except one work for one of Jim Bob's companies and are on his indirect payroll or direct payroll. That is done purposefully, and that's where I think Addi can speak. That's where he establishes that patriarchal control. These kids have not been raised with good educations. They're not well-rounded. They have no real experience outside the home. So that's where that's just so sick to me that they're in fear of, they don't know how to live life without Jim Bob.
Yes.
And that's what they were reminding me of the Platteville. What is it? Welcome to Platteville. These kids were so sheltered, and now they get out. But when it comes to Josh, this was a known problem. The first state trooper that spoke to him is now in prison for 56 years for having CP himself.
Correct.
This is a known problem. So then I look at the wife, Anna. I don't feel any sympathy for her at all. You knew what your husband did. You know what he's been accused of. You had to put something on his computer to see if he was going to be looking at child porn, but yet you're steady having kids with this man. How do you think she is right now with the fact that her husband it's just not an allegation anymore. Everybody in the town has seen this evidence. Everybody has heard everything put up there. Is she going out in public? What is she doing?
No, she's sequestered in the home. She's not even, from what the witnesses are saying around them, she is not even affiliating herself much with the kids or with the Duggar family. Supposedly, she's only on speaking terms with Jim Bob and Michelle, and that she has problems with all the siblings who are coming out and going public with any of this. Now, the question is that because of the theory that they are going to appeal the case? Jim Bob will sell everything he has to do the appeal. Does she not want them to go against making Josh look worse? I don't think Josh could be made to look any worse.
I don't think he could be made to look worse. But what is he selling? He doesn't have to sell anything.
No, but Addi, is it truly help us, for those of us that have normal functioning brains and have not had to endure this? Is she really blaming herself? Does she really? I don't know. I have 8 children, and I can't understand any love. The love for my children surpassed the love for their father and any other human being on the planet. I don't get it. But help, Addi.
Well, did we not hear like early on that before they were even married, she knew what was going on?
Yes, she knew
issues when she came in. So she had to have already. So she's long. She may blame herself because she's been made to feel that way, that she's not doing her wifely duties enough. If she'd done more, she could have fixed him. She could have, I think that's probably where she's at, like being told that if she had done more as a wife, been there for him, that's why she went there.
He was doing it before they got married.
Right. She was put there to fix him. If he got married, they're thinking, in my opinion. No. In my opinion, she was put in that relationship to try to curb him from doing what they already knew he was doing. She was supposed to fix him, be the wife, do everything that he needed to do. If he went to her, she didn't do in her mind, if she's blaming herself, then maybe she wasn't doing enough, wasn't being enough. And so he kept on doing his stuff.
But
and got deeper and deeper.
How do you fix something that's been broken since they're saying the first time was 15? I'm sure it started before then, but this is when, it was, it became, okay, this is an issue. Anytime you're sitting there fingering your sister, reading the Bible, sneaking into your sister's bedroom and feeling them up, there is a problem with this
Heidi.
Child.
Stop.
He shouldn't have been allowed to be in that house. And the fact that he didn't report this crime when he was supposed to, that is another charge he can be charged with.
Mm-hmm.
He's
well,
sick,
and then you look at it this way.
Disgusting.
We're giving the Holtz all these props for, Bobby coming forth and testifying. They kept quiet with it for a whole lot of years. I mean,
yes, that's a crime
now, but but let's look at it as, if you listen to what Jim Bob said in the Megyn Kelly interviews, if you pull those up from the early 2000s, Josh repented. He repented and he went and prayed with the elders and it's all gone. And then he was spinning a narrative to the kids that were victimized. I don't even believe they understood what they went through, because the pervasiveness of the manipulation is so strong that we don't get it, Heidi.
Yep. And not only was he sneaking into his sister's room, he molested an 8-year-old girl when he was 15 years old. They never reported that until, a year later? Mm-hmm. And there was it's Arkansas Title 12, Law Enforcement Emergency Management and Militant Affairs. He committed a crime. He didn't report it and he knew about it. Everybody in that household knew they should be charged with this.
And Anna is the one that's under the gun the most now, because what's going to come out in these forensic interviews, like it was said today in an interview I watched, these CPS people, they don't ask particulars, but they know how to get kids to talk.
They know how to get them to talk. And they're saying that now, they're actually putting a petition together, not a petition, but the paperwork together to force Anna to let these kids be examined by CPS and other people. Now, what he did, I don't think people understand. What he did was he allowed his son to keep molesting children. He allowed it, even though he sent him to treatment. You knew he wasn't 3 weeks. He's repented. So that is a prison term in Arkansas. That is 6-7 years. He allowed this to keep going on. He is a criminal himself. I'm talking about Jim Bob.
Absolutely.
He's a criminal his damn self. He allowed these kids to keep being molested.
Heidi, he also allowed his siblings to continue to be, Jim Bob allowed his other children, Josh's siblings, to be around them unchaperoned. So you have to say, that's what makes me think that this has gone on generationally. There's generationally got to be some type of abuse for him to allow him to continue to be around his own siblings. There was no protection for these children.
My thinking on the whole thing where they sent him off to rehab is that I believe that they believe that place is going to cure him, that they sent him there to get his stuff in order and get himself taken care of and whatever. But from what I've heard about the place that they sent them, in fact, I know that several of the kids have gone. I think it's the same place. It
called Reformers Unanimous.
Yeah, I know that other ones, they were sent elsewhere for other reasons, I think, but they put them on work duty. They work them to death. That they don't. There's no real therapy, from what I hear, allegedly, and all that, is that it's not. It doesn't really do anything, but they think it is doing something. I guess they think you're going to work them to death, and it'll just be cured.
Oh my God! Did you see what Linda just put in the chat? Anna went to his parents begging to go home. Went to her parents begging to go home after it first came out. The dad said she had to stay with him. She made her bed and had to lie in it. Also, Michelle blamed her for Josh's problem. That's not her fault.
Have you ever seen Anna's parents interviewed, Heidi? They don't look like they're dealing with the full deck, to be honest. And let me address the question Laura Blackwell asked. Has DSS taken their kids to check and see if Josh touched them? What happened is many people have wondered that, and they had the opportunity to have them forensically evaluated, and the court did request it before Josh was convicted. However,
it was denied.
But Anna had to give permission for it to happen. Initially, people were saying either Josh or Anna. Josh was not even in the equation back then for this.
Nope, he was
Anna had the opportunity to turn it down.
Arrest.
Now that the conviction has been made, Anna has no say-so, and the kids will be forensically examined. And that is where people think we're going to see just a whole ripple effect of more charges.
And the oldest one is what, 12?
He's 12 now?
Yes, Mackenzie is 12.
I can't believe
Oh,
it.
God, that's my granddaughter's name, Mackenzie. Oh, God.
Their oldest daughter is the same age as Jim Bob and Michelle's youngest daughter, Josie.
Yes.
And they're very good friends. Very close cousins.
What the hell is wrong with these people? And the daddy, and I'm beginning to believe, yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult thing.
Sure it is. Sure it is. But what happens now that the patriarch has been humbled so greatly in that yesterday? Can you imagine the anger that's going on in that house?
He's mad. And the fact that I think he's even mad because the defense attorney couldn't keep Josh's previous molestation out of court. The judge allowed that to come in.
Yes.
That's what he's mad about that. So that means that everybody now knows, even though you tried to cover it up, that you knew your son was a pedophile.
And I agree with Colleen with a K, thinking that the only explanation for Jim Bob to continue to allow the siblings to be around Josh after all these things took place with the older sisters has to be that he was doing the same kind of things.
Thank you.
Like she said, boys will be boys. Yeah, that's sicko theory. That's
oh my
the only
God,
thing that makes sense.
He did, Laura. I forgot about that. Yep, he had to resign. So this is how are you blaming Anna for your son's sickness? Because it's sick in the head. What when I heard about the 3-month-old that
I was the one that
the
told
hands and the feet and you dripping hot, he's watching. What the hell? What
Sadistic.
the hell?
Sadistic beyond measure.
And then what was it? Jinger said that she wants justice for all the victims and hopefully more justice will come. That's what she said. That means that something else is coming out. Glenn corrected the only words. He has a curse word.
I agree with him.
That means that something else is coming out, because for her to put that in a statement to say that she wants justice for all the victims, she can't wait for justice for everyone. That means that there's other stuff that's getting ready to come out. And that's the way I took that.
And Heidi, if we're going to look at all sides of this, there are also the people out there that feel that Anna is being quiet because we don't know that Anna wasn't involved in the behavior with Josh.
See, well, okay. I don't know if she was involved, but if she allowed it with her kids because of his sickness, but then if she's watching what he's watching or trying to see what he's watching on his computer, I don't know if she thought that he would do that to his own children. Now, whether she questioned her daughters or the sons, I don't know. She will never say for whatever reason it is, because Jim Bob is the one that's taking care of all of them, because Josh is only worth, what, $240K? And the lawyer was $1 million and something?
Yep. I mean, I personally can't understand how
Wait a minute, Cassie. How did he have unlimited access to his kids and his wife was there? My ex was allowed no contact. That's what I'm saying. Why was he even allowed to be around those kids, even with his wife present, when he was out on parole? I mean, on bail. Why would they even allow that?
I have no understanding.
So
but they're thinking he's not
out,
going to touch his own kids.
When
That's
he
what
was
they're
out on
thinking.
bail, wasn't he staying with somebody else in their house, and Anna went to him, and she has actually gone to be with him because he told her to come be with me.
Yep.
You have to be with your husband.
Your place is with me.
Yes.
She abandoned those kids that entire time.
I'm sorry?
She abandoned her kids the entire time to be with Josh. But Josh also was allowed unlimited access as long as Anna was there at the Reaver house.
Yep.
That's wrong.
But the question is, how often did she take those kids to see him? Because he got kicked out of the place he was at, but supposedly because people were getting death threats. No, I think they caught him doing some shit he wasn't supposed to be doing. And I'm waiting to hear them talk about that too.
People are going to come out of the woodwork, Heidi. We're going to be having a live. I left you guys last time after the conviction saying this is only the tip of the iceberg, folks. It's only the tip of the iceberg. I firmly believe we'll be having another live by this time next week.
Yes.
And there will be new charges. And let's not forget, Josh can face more charges as well.
Okay, so he was convicted on both, but one was stayed. So he's facing a minimum of 20. No. Is that a maximum of 20, a minimum of 20 years?
You know, last week we said that it was only 20 he was facing because of the stayed conviction, but now they're saying that the charge can be independent of the other charge if there are certain circumstances. So he is not necessarily just relegated to the 20, and also they can hit him with the extra fees or extra years due to the age and due to the fact that there was, sadistic torture involved as well.
Oh, you know what? I need to change my title. Instead of 2 cases and counting, I should be putting 2 cases and 20 years and counting. That's what I need to call it, 20 years and counting, because and that's what I didn't understand when they stayed that one, but they're holding that. I think what they're going to do is if he gets a light sentence, they're probably because the judge has to follow in the guidebooks. I mean, he has to follow the guguidelines.
He has to do a minimum of 5 years. The minimum is 5 years. But everybody's, the people that legally, the attorneys that I've listened to said, let's look at it realistically. He was offered a plea of 10 years. So it's hard to imagine. He turned it down.
Just like Jeffrey was offered a plea. And he turned it down because he was a narcissistic ass, and he thought he was going to be able to beat the case until those pictures were put up there. And I don't care what wall door, whatever he said she slammed into, we all knew that was a lie. He's a narcissist, just like Josh. He never thought anybody that's smiling. Let me just show you this damn picture again, because I just want to slap him. Anybody that's smiling, let me take this down. That's smiling. Look at this.
How? What are you smiling about, you sick pig?
He's smiling.
And let's remember that even on the way into the courtroom that very day, she was clutching him with both hands.
But do you think she was made to go to court with him?
We'll never know. Did he tell her, you go to court with me and you stay by my side, you stay at the house, or I'll implicate you? We don't know. Nothing is beyond my imagination with the sickness that I've seen.
I think Jim Bob actually made her go to court. Just like I can't see her, if she went to her parents and she wanted to go home crying and they told her no, I can't see her actually willingly going to see him. I can't see her willingly going to court, knowing the stuff that was going to come out. I think Jim Bob sat there and said, you're going to be there, you're going to be by his side, or I'm going to cut off any kind of financial support that you're receiving from me.
Also,
and take those kids.
Something else that I was made aware of just in the last day or two that I'd really never thought of was the fact that the IBLP is a pretty hidden cult of these people lay low. They used to anyway. They lay low. But then look at the TLC aspect of it. The Duggars, all of a sudden, you could be on a TV show. There was, they were looked at as just the royalty of the IBLP. Yep. So that would also explain Anna's very simpleton, because no offense, but they seemed like very slow people to me.
Very slow simpletons. Yep. That, and they fall in line. They fall in line.
And Jim Bob took advantage of that to the hilt. his Duggar dynasty has exploded, and they talked about it today. They made them akin to the Kardashians, that when the Duggars had a wedding, they had no choice but to have it publicized. Maybe they didn't want to be publicized.
Yep.
But Jim Bob did, because he wanted the clicks and the views and the money.
He wanted the clicks and the views. He wants everything. Now, that Duggar family Facebook page is not there right now. I don't know if they took it down or Facebook took it down.
I know it was taken down before the trial. I don't know who, but it was taken down before.
Because I went to look. It wasn't there. And I was like, okay. But Derek Dillard and his wife, kudos to them for standing up.
Absolutely.
But something is wrong with these people. Cassie, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I got to start singing a song. Thank you. Well,
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Thank you.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna start singing. Thank you for becoming a member.
I'd toot a horn. I mean, this is a train whistle.
Okay,
that's for derailing trains.
Oh no, yeah. Don't do that. But there is so much more that's coming. I feel it, and just with that statement that was made that she wanted justice for everyone. See, it was there last week because I thought I saw it, but it's not there now. Unless I just couldn't get into it. They
probably took it down. I bet you it's got slammed in the last since.
Unless I couldn't get into the page because I followed the link that was in their bio, and I couldn't get to it.
Let me ask if any of the viewers happened to see the video where Derek was interviewed and asked about if they had a daughter, would they raise her to be independent? And of course, Derek and Jill have 2 sons, and he said, all of our children will be raised to be independent. I don't want a 30-year-old child living in my basement.
He was talking about Jana. No, but she don't live in the basement. She actually lives in one of the houses that Jim Bob owns. Or is she moved? Or is she at home now?
She still lives in the big house. She's never left the big house.
No.
I thought she was living in one of the other houses.
No, she is not. No, that was
the same bedroom that she had with her sisters.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They're really not. The females are not allowed to leave unless they leave via marriage.
Yes.
So we are discussing a cult. So is Jim Bob going to pick? Look. So has he picked her husband yet?
She's actually. Is she still? What's his name? She said to have been dating somebody, but
Stephen. There was a very short relationship that was confirmed on both sides, and it was stopped. Nobody knows if that was by Jim Bob's doing or Stephen, I believe was the man's name.
So Glenn Crock is thinking it was I didn't think she lived in a main house. For some reason, it was in my head that she lived in a house that he owned, and he's thinking it was a cottage.
I don't believe so. He did build her there was a show, one of the ending seasons of their show. They showed that he built her a greenhouse outside, a little cottage style greenhouse, but that was for her birthday.
Shit, I can't even go back and watch it on TLC because they done took down all of that stuff.
They don't want her to live outside the house. She's the right-hand person. And also, just so you know, it has been theorized that Jana is gay. And that is something unacceptable to Jim Bob, and another reason that she's forced to live in the compound.
I'm going to tell you what I suspect, and I am so serious. I suspect, this is me, that Jim Bob has molested his own daughters, at least one of them.
I call her wife number 2. I always have.
I'm serious. I think, and the fact that she's so close to her dad and she stands by him no matter what, that's either fear or something. But you know, when they say, when you're attacked and, and then you start aligning yourself with your attacker, I'm thinking this is just me speaking. I think she was actually assaulted by her dad.
I think you could be very right. Heidi, I think I told you that before I had the 8 kids, I'm an English teacher by degree. And one of the things I remember learning in college was Dante's 7 concentric circles of hell. And to me, this is akin to that. There's so many concentric circles of deceit and sickness in this family that have been covered up. Josh's verdict blew it open. I think the head of the pimple has been punctured, and it's going to start erupting all over the place. And we will be talking about this again soon, and we will be shaking our heads at how fast it's happening.
I'm serious. I am seriously thinking
It's sickening on every level. And if maybe let's go back to, if let's say Jana possibly is gay, which would be an absolute abomination to Jim Bob and the IBLP, just unacceptable. Is that why her case was then exposed? Is
maybe.
you don't know. Nothing is beyond doubt.
Nothing is beyond. I don't put nothing past him, but for some reason, this young woman is 31 years old, still living at home.
Beautiful
You're not
girl.
dating. They're not hooking. Your father is not trying to find you a husband. Something is wrong with this
And all
situation.
the other girls were married off very young.
Very young.
So,
But
so
she's 31.
That's an actual belief in the IBLP, is that the older daughter remains with the family to help raise all of the children and everything as they make their, it's the quiverful movement. Ooh.
That's what they're into,
Quiverful.
quiverful. Yep, you're right.
Quiverful movement is what it's called. They basically what it is those, it's the arrow thing with the quiver, and they got the arrows in it, and you got all that stuff and all whatever, all that blah blah blah. Anyway, their thing is the oldest daughter stays at home. She helps to raise. In this case, their thing was they have a buddy system. So the older girls, the 4 older girls, took care of all the younger girls. So, but it wasn't just Jana, it was all the others, but they all left. They all got married and moved out. The only way they could get out from under having to raise all those kids was to get married and leave. So when they started moving, Jill was the first one to go, then the next one and all that stuff. And I can only imagine how hard it was for those girls to leave their siblings that they probably felt was more like a child than a sibling. That I understand that. That's how I felt with my youngest brother. He was my baby more than he was my brother. Okay. I had a big hand in raising him.
So I just pulled up Arkansas's code, Title 12, because I wrote it down. I was supposed to pull it up before we went live. Law enforcement, emergency management, and military affairs, sections 12 through 18-103, paragraph 1 of definitions. Okay. Abandonment means the failure of a parent to provide reasonable support and to maintain regular contact with the child through a statement or contact with the failure is accompanied by intention of the part of the parent to permit the condition to continue for an indefinite period in the future, or failure of the parent to support or maintain regular contact with the child without just cause. So in other words, Jim Bob abandoned his kids because he put them in harm's way.
Amen.
He put his kids in harm's way by allowing that pedophile to still be around them. And he articulated his intent to forego his parental responsibility. Your responsibility is not just to that one child, it's to all of your children. If you found that your son Josh could not be trusted around his siblings, you should have removed him from the home. He should have been incarcerated at that time, whether he went to juvenile detention or wherever he went. He should have been removed from being around those other kids. Abuse means any of the following acts of omission by a parent, guardian, or custodian, foster parent, person 18, blah, 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 blah. 18 years or older, living in a home with the child, whether related or unrelated to the child, or any person who is entrusted with the child's care by a parent, guardian, whatever, but not limited to an agent or employee of the public or private residential home, child care facility. So he committed abuse.
Absolutely.
And extreme or repeated cruelty to a child, engaging in a conduct creating realistic and serious threats. He allowed this to go on in his home.
And while we're shining the light on Anna, can we please shine the light on Michelle? I mean,
yes, let's shine the light on Michelle before we get out of here.
Where does her responsibility come into play? Because I'm telling you, Heidi, and I know you feel the same way, I wouldn't care if it was the person that helped me make that child. as a mom, you hurt my child, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
There's no question about talking about it first. I'm coming for you, for all
Maybe
8
she's
of mine.
staying there to protect the younger daughters. Who's staying there to protect the younger daughters?
I think
Is
they're
she talking
saying
about
maybe
Jana, or is she talking
Jana.
about
Jana, I think is what
Jana.
Yeah.
This is sad, but guys, I am telling you, every time something breaks with this case, Tina is sending me messages. I have a few other people, but Tina be right on it. I mean, it's like bam, I wake up. This just happened. I'm like, oh my God, okay. So this morning I sent her a message. I said, okay, we're gonna go live today. We're gonna get it all, because the other stuff that came out with Derek Dillard and everything that was just culminating, I'm sure every day there's going to be something new going on with this family. And hi, Nettie Cakes. I didn't see you come in. I just saw your name. Hi. And yes, it's a call. And the Bill got, wait a minute.
Bill Gothard. Have you seen the videos on his, isn't he the one that has the videos on how to spank your child?
He is. He's the founder of the IBLP. You need to look him up, Heidi.
His
Hold on,
videos
right now,
give me
'cause
major
now
PTSD.
I've heard that name before.
The videos are unreal.
Oh, he's a minister?
Oh, it's Heidi. Oh.
It's horrific.
IBLP. Oh my God. He looks sadistic.
Whoa, wait till you
watch him in action, Heidi. And Linda brings up
Well,
a good question.
I'll
Bench.
send you stuff after. It's
the Bates. There's another family, the good friends of the Duggars, the Bates that used to be on the show all the time.
Institute in Basic Life Principles.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He has video. They have a whole thing. It's a whole thing on how to be the proper wife, how to discipline your children.
Hold on, I need to show these people this man's face real quick so they can see how sadistic he actually looks.
The absolute subservience to the husband. He was big on that as well.
I'm gonna just show you his face. This how this man looks. Tell me he doesn't look sadistic.
He does. He is. Glen Crack Cottage, I don't think that this will unfold all in the next week, but I firmly believe that there will be more activity. I think Addi's right. It's going to be years and years and years. The Duggars, Jim, Bob, and Michelle still have relative babies, young kids that aren't even teenage years yet. They have, a few daughters, and it's going to be, we're going to find out about this for the next 10, maybe 10, 15 years.
Okay, the Bates. Hold on. I'm going to write this name down too, because I'm going to look them up.
The Bates are good friends of the Duggars. They're another IBLP family, another one that has, I can't remember if they have
they have a show on the Us channel. Okay.
Yes, Growing Up Bates.
Yep.
Growing Up Bates. Okay.
Yeah.
They often appeared on the 14 Kids and Counting back before it was when the show first started. The Bates were frequently on the show.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just joking when I said that. Thank you for answering that, Tina. I don't think it's but it's going to keep coming and coming every week. I think there's going to be something new about this family.
Glen Crack Cottage, I think I texted Heidi 3 or 4 different times just today. I mean, there's been revelations coming out just today. Things have changed.
Just today.
And you have got so much, I mean, it's kind of like, God talks about in the Bible and Revelations, when you've got family turning against family, there is infighting, because this evil empire that Jim Bob so carefully crafted with his manipulation and his narrative that he shoved down their throats is all of a sudden just bursting apart.
Okay,
and everything you do in the dark will come to the light.
Okay, we're going to read up on blanket training. I wrote that down. Y'all think, I don't have my notepad right next to me. I don't know where I put it at, but I wrote it down. I'm going to check it out. It's
disgusting as well.
Oh my God. It's Satan.
You have, okay.
Yeah, I've watched
there's a lot to this. There's way more than just the blanket trading is, but
we're going to have to do a whole thing on Bill on Mr. Doctor. Yes, we're going to have to do a whole thing on him.
Heidi, one thing I want you to do this week is I want you to, in the spare time you don't have, and I feel you, because I'm, I work full time and I'm still raising two teenagers still at home, and this has just taken over my life in some ways. The kids are
this is starting to take over my life, because what I've been doing is, even at work, when I take a break, I close my door. Well, most of the time my door is closed anyway, because I'm working on a lot of stuff. But when I take a break, I start looking up stuff and I start Googling different things, and I keep my little note. Oh, I know what my notebook is. It's in my backpack.
But
So
do
I
this for
keep
me.
it.
Do this for me. I want you to look
Okay.
up the videos where Michelle Duggar herself talks about blanket training, when Michelle Duggar herself talks about the buddy system, and the way the buddy system works in the Duggar household is she has a baby. She says, it's my buddy while I'm nursing the baby, but as soon as I'm done nursing the baby, then it goes to the next older sibling. So then she gets pregnant again, or she usually already is pregnant again. Listen to her and listen to the innocent way she describes blanket training. What she doesn't tell you is what is done to the child when they don't perform properly on the blanket. That's what Addi's talking about. Watch the Bill Gothard videos as well. You'll be sick.
Okay, so we're going to look at the Bill Gothard. I'm going to watch them, and we're going to do a live on Bill Gothard and the Bates, and we're going to tie them all together. This is going to be interesting. So I have topics now coming up for the next few weeks. Oh my God. Okay. This is disgusting. Oh my goodness.
To answer Laura Blackwell. Yeah,
I just said that, Laura, they need to look at him because he's okay. The fact that he allowed this to go on under the statutes in Arkansas and he didn't report it. Now, I need to find out what's the statute of limitations on that, but I'm sure they're up by now. But he's still a criminal. I want to know what else can he be charged with? He needs to be on YouTube more often. So I'm just like, this is a lot, guys. So I have growing up Bates, blanket training, IBLP. I need to look at Michelle's Duggar blanket training, and I need to watch the Bill Gothard videos. I'm going to watch those, and then I'm going to find the one that she did. Yeah, this is sick.
For those who are asking about charges against Jim Bob,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let's remember, though, that even aside to what could happen with Josh and the potential perjury, because perjury is a tough one, let's look at the fact that what are his children going to say when they're interviewed?
See, this is what I don't get with them, because now it's coming out. I'm telling you, I really believe that young girl was abused. And I'm talking about Jana. I think she was abused by her dad. I really do. I really believe she can be looked at as, as a spiritual wife. How is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot to put that up. Thank you. From now on, whenever we're talking about them, yeah, CPS should be coming in to check those kids, because now that he's been convicted, I don't think she has a leg to stand on, to be honest.
No. And who knows how many people, if these people are coming out against them in public on social media, you don't think CPS is getting phone call after phone call?
Okay, so what I need to do is I need to start looking up people that live in the areas and start following them on IG and Facebook. That's what I need to do. I need to follow these people. I need to look in a general area and start following them.
And like I said, I think the depravity of Jim Bob Duggar is really, he's unraveling now, and losing that election in such a landslide, so much publicity against him. He's taken 2 major hits in the last 8 days. I think we're going to see a lot.
His ego is shot. His ego is just busted. So that house is like a combustible. It's like dynamite getting ready to go off. Everybody is walking around on eggshells right now.
Those poor children.
Yeah, I had someone the last time we were talking, they couldn't be in there. And then she sent me a message and explained to me why. But yes, so it's, oh, yes. They were filing a motion, okay? But I was looking, I can't find it. Well, of course, it's kids. If you try to go through their court system, I'm going to have to do the Freedom of Information Act to try, but then they can always deny it. But it was said that they would be filing a petition to have those kids examined.
It was said before the The conviction happened 2 days before the conviction. An attorney that was well versed in these type of cases said that you would expect to see CPS do that within 7 to 21 days post Josh's conviction if he was found guilty, and he was. So.
Yep. In most cases that happens to, they do go in and check these kids. Oh,
it's there.
Nettie is there. Where, Nettie? Where? Nettie? Where?
Nettie's breaking stuff for us right now.
Okay, did I check? What, it was last week?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Monday. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
I checked Monday. Maybe I checked too early. She said it's there. Okay. Definitely got to check. Okay, I'll go back and check. Okay, so have we touched everything that we wanted to discuss tonight? We touched all the major points.
I think so, Heidi. We could be here 3 days and not touch everything that is Duggarville right now. I those that want to send prayers and good thoughts to, Derek and Jill to stay strong, because they're in a tough spot, and Jim Bob's coming for them.
Yep, but that statement that was made, that she wants justice for all the victims. Let's hope more justice is coming. And that's what she said. Not basically, that's what she said. And that led me to believe that there's going to be more charges.
I expect to see more activity out of Joy and Austin as well. Austin was the one that was so devastated in the courtroom as he sat and listened.
Colleen with the case said it. He's in that office trying to call everybody. He's calling Trump. He's calling everybody. I'm sorry.
Oh, Heidi, I got to leave.
Chad Reed shooting. I didn't forget. It's in my notebook.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write it down here too.
He's just trying to remind you again.
Yep. I didn't forget. It's in my notebook, but I'm gonna write it down again. So tomorrow, more than likely, I'm gonna be working from home, so I'll have more time to look up some stuff, especially if I get up like 4 o'clock in the morning, like I did, because we're expecting it's not going to be a lot, but anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of snow. And yes, I'm not driving. This morning we had a little ice. I'm gonna tell you, I was leaving this morning, right? Came out of my garage, closed the door. I'm driving. I got down. When I turned on the street, my car went. I had to put my little slippers on, hit the little button. And I'm like, if I get to this damn hill and it's icy, I can't run that school. Went up that hill and I'm peeping. I'm like, I don't see no ice. I don't see no ice.
We've been waiting. Kirk, be ready just in case we have to go rescue Heidi.
Kirk told me, just call me. He goes, I'll come over and shovel. But Addi, so this is my first time having a scraper for my car in a long time since I lived on the East Coast. And my scraper has the mittens and it come up to here. And I'm like, oh, I'm so excited.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest.
There's not a ton of snow.
Not yet.
Not yet,
no.
But it's coming. All next week, we're going to have snow. So I'm going to have a white Christmas.
It may curtail the plans we had.
Thank you. Glenn Crack, you know you're welcome over here. I like and thank you again for becoming a member. I was laughing. He sent me a message on my YouTube comments. He said, I like the if you keep this up, I'm gonna have to become a member. I'm saying I'm thinking it's a he. He became a member. I just want to say thank you for being a man of your word or a woman of your word.
Person of your word.
Yes, a person of your word.
Thank you, Colleen.
Oh my God, Colleen, thank you. Colleen, I love that picture, and I love those glasses too.
I was just thinking that.
I love that picture. Look, she's staring like, don't mess with me. So Tina is our field reporter on the Duggars. on the Duggars. I call them the Duggars, but they're the Duggars. I call them the Creeps, but she's our field reporter. Debbie Chavez and Not Today Satan are my field reporters out in South Carolina. I have another field reporter in Florida because the Aiden Fossey case, there's supposed to be some kind of hearing next week. I need to check in on that and see what's going on. Even for Washington, at least on the coast, it's a lot. We usually only get 1 to 3 inches per year. Well, they're saying what tomorrow's like 5 to 7 inches.
So Pika, you lived on the coast, right? I think he said he lived on the coast.
Yeah, he lived on the coast.
Yeah. We live on the other end.
Yeah. You live up in the mountains. Did you see the mountains yesterday? How dark they were? The clouds were so low. And then I heard about all the snow out there, and you needed to have the chains on the tires and everything. Oh, guys, I gotta show you something before I get out of here. Wait a minute. I'm gonna show you guys something before I get out of here. I'm gonna show it.
Heidi, wait till you hear about the 2 buffalo that get loose and walk down our neighborhood. We have 2 bison that like to get loose.
Oh no, we're not talking about that moose. That moose is always on the prowl. So
there's a moose, but I'm talking about buffalo.
It came today.
Did it came today? It came today. Why is this a bad thing? Sorry. It showed up in the mail today.
Hi, Teresa. Welcome. We will be doing a review. Look, we will be doing a review. Look at Pika. Oh, Lord.
Stop using that. I gotta find different words.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking that too, because, well, when this happened, it was so many years for his sister, so the statute of limitations were up. So
I wonder if we ever got a count. We should do an Instagram count of who all got the rose.
It's called the rose.
Look at Maggie.
Look, you have to go watch the video from Friday to understand what it is. But look how pretty that is. It's called the rose. And then there's another one I was told about the other day. It's called the Empress by Vush.
Oh no.
This is not the stream for that, but we will be doing a review on Friday. People, do your homework. Come with notes. They talked me into getting this, okay? I was reading the reviews. So
our world's about to change.
But look how pretty the box is. Isn't it pretty? It says, adore me.
Oh, Lord. Poor Pika.
Oh, so anyway, oh my God. So I have homework to do. So I will be taking care of that. I saw a couple of people went live. I saw Brooke went live, so I'm going to go check her live out.
Yeah, I was thinking about going over.
But I want to say thank you. Look at Susan. Look at Susan. Oh, okay. Susan, you missed the live on Friday. I think you went to sleep, Susan. I think you went to sleep. Because Sassy Nerd Girl was the only mod still in here. And guys, do me a favor. Go over to Babbling with Bobble. She did a live earlier today, and you need to go over and check out her video because it's sad what's going on as far with all this bullying and stuff. Pika is blushing.
Poor Pika.
Pika was so cute that night. That was the best thing ever.
Yes, I'll be taking more bubble baths, but no, I don't think I can put this in the water though. Because no.
Well,
See,
look. It may be water resistant, but I don't know if it's waterproof.
I don't think it's water. I'm gonna read. See, it has the charger.
Probably can charge it on your computer with a USB.
Matter of fact, I need to charge it now so to be ready now. today. I got so excited. Oh, look, Pika said I can confirm there were at least 5 confirmed purchases.
He was taking note. He's just charting out his mapping plan.
Yep.
We're gonna go to
Susan,
this house.
Susan, you need to go back and watch like the last 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes of the video. You will understand. Yes, everybody do your homework, please. We will be taking notes and we will be comparing notes, okay? And then we're going to rate it. Oh, wait a minute. Teresa said it comes pre-charged.
She speaks with experience.
Anyway, I've had a great time. This was a really good discussion. And I like the fact that we just stick with the facts, although we do, look, I do go out on the limb and I put my opinions out there, but that is just my opinion. One style is waterproof. I for what? MG, what do you know but this? Oh my God. Glenn Crack, we're done.
Sorry.
Okay, so here are the questions. Categories are the quality, battery life, quantity, would you buy? Thank you, Pika.
I love Pika.
Me too. But yes, ladies, gentlemen, I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Thanks to my new member. I appreciate you very, very, very much, Cassie. I really do. Thanks for the super chats from Ms. Manda and from Colleen with the K. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of my members. So you guys know we will be back. Depends on what's going on tomorrow. I got to get with Addi to see if we can get this stuff together because we do have a lot of stuff that we want to bring to you, but she's running four channels. Plus, she's working 12 to 13 hours a day. So today I called her. I said, look, woman, you got to stop it all. 12 to 13 hours. We got to get this together.
I'm just going to keep watching every video I can on that Murdoch stuff so I can just memorize it all and then spout it like my son does.
I told you, go to the videos that I did. And they're short, updates. I did one that's long. It wasn't long, like 45 minutes. But you need to go look at them because the information I received is coming from a family member of Mallory Beach and from a client that used to belong to the Murdoch. Matter of fact, they're still clients of the firm, but he actually represented them. So that's where I was getting my information from, and they were sending me stuff before it even hit the news because it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody and knows what's going on. So, and Aiden Fossey, I'm going to see what the update is on that because that little monster needs to be in jail. So I am definitely keeping an eye on that. He stabbed that child 14 times. So, yeah, but he's charged as an adult. I want to know what happens with his mother and also with the Crumbling family. They stood before a judge, Monday? Hi, Mark. Welcome. We're getting ready to get out of here. I hope you catch the replay. So they went before a judge, and I think there's $500K a piece. I know Murdoch has a bail for $7 million. That's his bail right now. When I checked, he was still locked up, and I think they took his Well, I know they took his passport too, just in case he can make the bail. But his grandfather and them, they're not bailing him out because they're also suing him for stealing from the firm. It's a lot. And now I'm so mad that they did the special on oxygen. I didn't watch it because I don't want my judgment clouded because I still have all of my notes. So I'm not watching that because I don't want them to sensationalize this. But as I said way back in my first video, that man had something to do with his wife and his son being killed, and I stand by it. He had everything to do with it. The fact that he hired somebody to supposedly kill him so his son can get his life insurance money. No, he did it to take the attention off of him because they were starting to investigate him. I think he had his wife killed because when they were going to be sued for wrongful death in Mallory Beach's case, she hired that forensic accountant. She found out that he was stealing from that firm, and I never believed that she wasn't meant to be attacked, because she was meant to be killed along with the son that was going to cost him all that money. So I stand by what I said. And now, and when I was talking to Mike, we were like, oh no, he wouldn't do that. And all of a sudden, well, I guess you might be right, because this is what I'm hearing. And then the next thing you know, they're investigating him. I'm like, really? I said, when you first told me about it, when I was reading, I said, yep, she wasn't an innocent bystander. She was meant to be killed along with her son.
On the Murdoch thing, I wanted to say also, on top of Heidi, Addi, I called you. On top of Heidi's awesome videos, check out Law and Crime Network.
Yes.
Just type in the search bar Murdoch. It comes up with tons of stuff there too. So if you're wanting to know what
all over now.
About,
because before no one was discussing this case. I should have stuck to it like I was doing it, but I was moving. No one was talking about this case. And now everybody is talking about this case.
Yep.
I will see if I can find it. Amazon still has them. It makes great Christmas presents.
It's perfect for a stocking stuffer.
Heidi's going to have a new sponsor soon.
You know what? I'm going to send them a message. Hey, can I sponsor you? Because I sold 5 of these. Matter of fact, you think I'm bullshitting.
See, I'm giving you good ideas. I'm over here being your business manager.
Look, I'm going to send
you a gift card or $10 off.
Look,
use your code Heidi20 for 20% off.
Look, or they can give me a code.
That's what I mean. You might as well be making some money off that advertisement.
By next week, Heidi will be on Adam and Eve.
Oh my God!
Oh gosh!
Look! I'm gonna get a paid sponsorship for Adore Me. You know, it makes sense because Prince's song was Adore, and he adored me. So
Heidi, I can't anymore. You've been up too long now, sis. You've been up too long.
Yes, it comes in a nondescript package. It'll come in an Amazon box. Okay, so nobody would know because it comes in an Amazon.
The only problem right now is all of our Christmas gifts are coming in Amazon packages.
Oh my God! Wait a minute!
I'm not allowed to look.
Look, and this is made in Germany. The email is right there, so I will be sending them an email.
Oh my goodness! I'll just be your business manager from now on, Heidi. I'm like, you might as well get sponsored.
I'm gonna tell them I sold. Well, I think it was more than 5. Well, maybe 6, and then 2 people were gonna order it. So I will be. I'm gonna send them the link to the video as well, so they can see.
Just go to the end.
So they can see that I actually sold their product. Okay. So anyway, guys, I'm going to say good night to everyone. Addi is at Law and Crime Network. Her link is in the description. Tina is our field reporter. If you don't follow Tina, she's on IG. Tina, you want to tell them what to follow you at?
Oh, I'm just at Greek Mamavate, but it's just totally a passionate thing on my side. And I'm going to leave you with something funny since all this, I think we should call it the debacle of the Duggar, the demise of the Duggar.
Oh, that's our next video title.
Yes,
the demise of the Duggars. Hold on, write that down.
Yes.
Look, the demise of the Duggars. That's the next video.
But I think that the funniest thing that I did here that was only lighthearted thing I heard, and it's really sad too, is one of the things Anna said earlier on, because Anna still is convinced that Josh isn't guilty. And she had said that, if Trump was president, this never would have happened to Josh.
That's what I said.
And that this is a Joe Biden conspiracy against Josh. Did she ever stop and think, when did he download the CP?
When Trump was in office.
When Trump was in office.
When Trump was in office.
When they made that point, I was dead. Then I said, well, there is no hope here. There is no hope.
When Trump was in office. And I'm sure Jim Bob's on the phone trying to call Trump because he was one of his biggest supporters. And he's trying to call him. And Trump ain't taking his calls. But
Heidi, listen to this. Number 8, the caboose just said, the fall of the Duggar dynasty.
Ooh.
The fall of the demise of the Duggar dynasty. We'll keep the D's.
The demise of the Duggar dynasty. Ooh, I love that. That's nasty. See, it says nasty right there. Dynasty.
I love it. Addi, thank you for bringing a personal perspective too.
Yes.
And being willing to share, to help, because I think as much as Heidi and I are enraged and we feel very passionate about this, somebody like yourself that's had a personal experience and to be, willing to override that to come help other people. Thank you so much. You are just
that's
precious.
why I like having Addi on panel, because she and I have sometimes we'll agree. And then there's times where she and I just do not agree on things, and it makes for good commentary.
It does. I can't remember which live that I watched of the two of you, which case it was where you guys really were at odds with one another on your feelings.
I know which case it was.
Rittenhouse.
Look, I know which case it was. Rittenhouse.
But you're right. And that's what, when there's love and respect underneath in a friendship, you can differ opinions, and that's just respect for one another. So you're both fantastic, and just thank you for this opportunity. And we will continue. When my feet hit the floor and my eyes open, I'm just back on this. So you'll know when I know, Heidi. I promise you.
If you can I be a part of that whole when you guys get info so that I can kind of see it too?
I'll share. I'll have Heidi share my social media and my phone number with you as well.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Addi has set up a Google Drive for she and I to share. And Addi, if you don't mind, no, I found it today. So I'm going to if you send me the stuff, or I can
add her to it too.
Yeah, add Tina to it.
Okay.
Tina,
we'll
if you don't mind, send me your email. I'll send it to Addi so she can add you to the Google Drive.
It'd be
to
my
our
pleasure.
Google Docs, so we can drop everything in there.
And I'm new at this, so I apologize to the people on the panel that I don't know how to message from when I'm on panel. So to those that said things to me, thank you. And your mods did a great job. And I just love the family here.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you on your laptop?
I'm on my MacBook, yes.
Okay, so if you're on your MacBook, all you have to do is go into the chat and type, or you can use your phone. Just turn your sound off, and that way you can type in the chat.
I'll know for next time. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, our field reporter will be back. Thank you guys for being here. 90 Days on Blast is live right now. You can go run and catch her. Addi and I will see you again, hopefully sometime this week. But Friday, we're going to be back because we will do the reviews on the Rose. Stay tuned.
And you heard it straight from Heidi Black.
It's on Amazon. It's called The Rose. Okay. And there's all kind of colors. I clicked it too fast. I wanted the purple one, but I got the pink, but that's okay. Here is this is my little red Toyvette. Okay. It was a little pink Toyvette. This is the name, little pink Toyvette. Okay. We're good to go. All right, guys. I will see you all later. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for hanging out with us and discussing this topic, and everybody. And we appreciate all the comments in the chat. If I missed any of the comments, I'm so sorry. I tried to get them all, but I really appreciate every single one of you being here. And I'm going to say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.